Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time since I've uploaded a video, probably about 2 to 3 months, and probably the longest break I've ever had from YouTube. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the morning. It's 2023 and it's time to get back into some landscape photography again, so I've come down this morning to shoot a sunrise here at my local beach at Bateau Bay. I've been here many times over the years, but I thought it'd be nice to get back into it this morning, get back down here and do a sunrise shoot. So I'm going to get my camera set up, and when it gets a little bit lighter, I'll come back and talk to you some more. I've got my first composition lined up here this morning, and what I've got in front of me is some beautiful long horizontal rocks that are covered in some green moss and a little bit of sand, and they're working perfectly for a leading line leading out towards the sunrise. At this time of year, the sun rises directly out off the ocean, so I knew this composition would work this morning. After seeing these rocks exposed at low tide, we've had quite a bit of swell around the area recently, which has taken a lot of the sand away. So I thought these rocks would be a good composition to start with. Still quite dark here. We're still probably about 20 to 30 minutes before sunrise, but I'm just capturing some of that pre-dawn glow. Turning out to be a beautiful morning here at Bateau Bay. We've got a little bit of colour on the horizon, and I've already taken a couple of shots in the pre-dawn light. But I really like this foreground, these rocks that I've got in the foreground here with this green moss on them. It's really creating a bit of interest, a bit of foreground interest, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to actually create foreground interest, grab the viewer's eye, lead them through the shot out into the colour that's rising on the horizon. We've got a little rock pool in the mid-ground there. I'm just not sure whether I'll actually include that in the shot, or I'll either go a little bit higher or a little bit lower and just include the rocks in the foreground and the sunrise. But so far, a beautiful morning here, nice and warm and crisp. The cicadas are out in the trees behind me. I've already got a couple of compositions here this morning, so I'm going to walk around now and see if there's anything that catches my eye and that really stands out. Just walking around with the camera at the moment, handheld, and looking for compositions, and I'm trying not to disturb any of the sand in the foreground because I don't want to get too many footprints in it, but also trying to work with this available light that I've got at the moment. So I do this quite often, just walk around with the camera handheld until I see a composition that I like, and then I worry about putting it onto the tripod. It just saves a lot of fluffing around, so I actually quite like that. I think this shot will work really well, probably with the camera at about chest height looking down and using the wide angle lens to distort these rocks in the foreground. Got some really beautiful green colour on them, and I think with the sun rising in the background it'll make for a really interesting shot. Not far off sunrise now, so obviously the colour in the sky has backed off just ever so slightly, but I'm expecting as the sun comes towards sunrise we'll start to get a little bit of pink starting to light up in those clouds that are just above the horizon. There's my shot. I've just got it lined up. You can obviously, this is in a crop format because I've got it on movie mode, but the actual shot itself that I've taken as a still is quite wide, and I'm able to use the rocks coming from both sides, and the distortion of the lens actually leads the viewer's eye through to the rock pool and then onto the sunrise in the background. As I said, I've been away from landscape photography and from YouTube for about 3 months now, and I don't know really what it was. I think I really just had a creative block, and I just really couldn't get motivated to go out and take photographs. I don't know whether it was a YouTube thing or whether it was just a photography thing, but for a number of months there, I went through this period where I just didn't feel motivated to get out and photograph anything. If you're watching this video and you've had the same problem, you've suffered creatively, or you've had a period where you haven't really felt like getting into it and taking photographs, let me know in the comments down below how you overcame it. For me, it was just a matter of taking a long time off, having a rest, and actually trying some different types of photography. I've been doing a little bit more wildlife and a little bit more portrait photography, and I've really been enjoying the same. Portrait photography gives me the ability to be able to go out and shoot when the landscape's not working quite so well. So It's been a great break, and something I think I really needed to do. The sun's just not far off the horizon now. We can just see a little bit of pink glow just starting to appear. What I'm hoping is once the sun gets up high enough, if we get these rocks illuminated in the foreground, I think it'll create some really nice soft light. So fingers crossed, we'll just wait now to see what the sky does. We've got the sun just hitting the horizon there now and really starting to take on some nice colour in that sky. And what I'm actually doing, I've got no filters at the moment, I'm actually just taking an exposure for the foreground and then quickly changing and getting an exposure for the sky, and I'll blend the two together later on in Photoshop. I'm just using a 2-second timer at the moment, and I'm sitting on about f8. I'm just changing my shutter speed to expose for the sky. Just got some nice sun rays there coming through the top of the cloud formation. Looks really nice. Okay, I've got enough from there. I've just picked out another composition over here to my right. I've got these rocks going out on the right hand side and some waves washing up, so I think that'll work well as a composition as well. So I'm going to grab that while we've got this really nice soft light. So that completed my morning at Bateau Bay. It was great to be back out again. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supported the channel during this long break that I've had. The images are coming up shortly. Don't forget to go down below and leave a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Hopefully I'm around shooting some more landscapes soon. I'll see you then.